Here we are. Hey, folks. We're here again. This is the third volume of a retrospective of 1971. I don't think I did this, so let's talk about the, just before we play this, here's some folk honorable mentions. Honorable mentions for folk in the folk genre, more or less, that I didn't do. Leonard Cohen, John Fahey, Melanie, Tia Blake, Nick Drake, Karen Dalton, Donovan, Van Morrison, Francois Hardy. And there's probably some more that would be in the, maybe more in the, like Melanie, she was also in the pop, so like, would Carly Simon be considered folk? Maybe. James Taylor, maybe. Nilsson, Stephen Stills. Anyway, America, those all have sort of folk influences to some degree. So yeah, let's jump into the last one, and it's going to be 1971. It's going to be a very prominent album in 1971 albums, a real landmark album, but I'm going to do a song that I don't think I would normally do, and I kind of listened to them. I've heard this before to some degree. Haven't listened to this one a million times, but this one is off the album Blue by Joni Mitchell. And I'm going to do the song. This is with production, Appalachian dulcimer, guitar, piano, and vocals, all Joni Mitchell. And looking through all the songs, I really was looking for one that I felt had one of the most powerful, a mixture of message and arrangement, and something that maybe doesn't get always talked about on the list. So, and I know there's some, you get Blue, you get the title track, you have multiple songs that sort of have consistent mention. But after listening to this one other song, I was like, this one is really actually a really strong song. And I looked up I looked it up a little bit, and I found that people, feel, and the lyrically, I think it's amazing, and it's really powerful. So we're going to do, off of the Blue album, 1971, we're going to do Last Time I Saw Richard, which is the ending track. Here we go.
Last time I saw Richard was Detroit in '68, and he told me all romantics meet the same fate someday. Cynical and drunk and boring someone in some dark cafe. You laugh, he said, you think you're immune. Go look at your eyes, they're full of moon. You like roses and kisses and pretty men to tell you all those pretty lies, pretty lies. When you're gonna realize they're only pretty lies, only pretty lies, just pretty lies. You put a quarter in the Wurlitzer, and he pushed 3 buttons and the thing began to whir. And a barmaid came by in fishnet stockings and a bow tie, and she said, drink up now, it's getting on time to close. Richard, you haven't really changed, I said. It's just that now you're romanticizing some pain that's in your head. You got tombs in your eyes, but the songs you punched are dreaming. Listen, they sing a love so sweet, love so sweet. When you gonna get yourself back on your feet? Oh, love can be so sweet. Love so sweet. Richard got married to a figure skater, and he bought her a dishwasher and a coffee percolator, and he drinks at home now most nights with the TV on and all the house lights left upright. I'm gonna blow this damn candle out. I don't want nobody coming over to my table. I've got nothing to talk to anybody about. All good dreamers pass this way someday, hiding behind bottles in dark cafes, dark cafes. Only a dark cocoon before I get my gorgeous wings and fly away. Only a face, these dark cafe days.
Yeah, and I just had a couple. Obviously, the lyrics to this. We could go through the lyrics. I'll put them up on the screen as we're going, because it's the beautiful. How do you focus on the lyrics when you're listening to her deliver them? It's a combination of like two beauties all wrapped into one. But we have hiding behind bottles in dark cafes, only a dark cocoon before I get my gorgeous wings and fly away. Only a phase, these dark cafe days. But yeah, the lyrics in this are just amazing, and they're, I'd say profound, but it sounds kind of pretentious. But the lyrics are, very personal, very vulnerable. I think this was, a period, obviously, where it's said that she was really singing with her heart on her sleeve, and that she needs to protect herself a bit more as far as being so vulnerable. So vulnerable on her albums, and what she was allowing people to get inside her thoughts and her beliefs and her traumas and everything. And I think on her next album, that was where she was almost going to leave the music industry for the Roses, where she just went into a sort of sabbatical mindset. Anyway, this song is amazing, gorgeous. In October 2015, the song was included in Joni Mitchell 20 Essential Songs by the Daily Telegraph, which said, one of the two greatest songs on Blue and most enduring and beloved songs of the entire canon of Joni Mitchell was The Last Time I Saw Richard. Surely among the most poignant songs about romantic disillusionment ever written, in which a former lover's fate is delineated with a devastating precision. The album Blue reached number 15 on Billboard 200 chart, was later certified platinum for selling over 1 million copies, and considered one of Mitchell's best loved albums and one of the best albums of all time. And it's certainly on a lot of lists, if not on, for sure, 1971 top 10 albums of that year, but certainly one of Joni Mitchell's favorite albums of people. And it's a standout on any list, whether folk, pop, singer-songwriter. And for me, it's up there. I go through evolution of my favorite Joni Mitchell period, anywhere from, let's say, her first album up until, I'd say, Hijira, Hissing of the Summer Lawns is probably where I, as far as the whole album, and it has some spottiness here or there. Hijira, I like all the way. I like everything. I like the whole feel of the album. Hissing of Summer Lawns has some amazing arrangements and amazing pieces. But it's a little bit more spotty. It's a consistency for me. But I grew with her, probably liking more of her more modern material as it went on. I found it more complex, more interesting, more diverse. Anyway, yeah, I mean, folk lists, you have to include Joni Mitchell, among others. But this is just a inkling, just to show the sort of diversity, not among each genre to show the diversity, but the diversity of music that was out in 1971 as a whole, with the multiple genres I'm doing. So this is just, like I said, this was 5 pieces. I don't think I'm doing 5 pieces for any other genre other than this sort of folk, just because of its, I feel like it demands it. And I do have a certain interest in this music and what it gives. It's the lyrical content, it's the music content, and I feel like it allows a lot of vulnerability more than other music does. Just because it's the vocal. Yeah, you're allowed the vocal, you're allowed the lyrical content, whereas other music, either rock, obviously instrumental music, and jazz, and whether you got country music, funk music, progressive rock music. I feel like folk really gives you that lyrical content, music of the world. And I appreciate you guys being here. For like everything else, love to hear your conversation, love to hear anything about any of these pieces, or anything more about the year that you have. And as I said, we're looking to do a full album, and if it's a folk album or falls somewhat in the folk spectrum, we'd love to do a folk album. If you got any ideas for folk albums or anything that you feel like would deserve like a full listen, I'd be happy to do it. Just give me something. I'll start up a poll and throw a few up there and see what happens. And look forward to that in the future. So, like I said, next one's going to be progressive rock, and appreciate I do this for the love. And actually, I'm going to start incorporating some other people into the channel, just here and there, not full time necessarily, but I really like the idea of bringing other, mostly musicians, but we'll see. It's not required, but I definitely want to start incorporating some other musicians and different perspectives into the channel with me, and I feel like it'll also bring out more conversational and things like that within the conversation, and different perspectives that I maybe can't deliver on. So in that sense, I think I'm going to bring up another on something based on I did today with Comus and maybe Joni Mitchell. I'm going to have somebody else have a first listen with them and have some fun with that. So I may either do that as a bonus onto this, add this onto this particular episode, or I may do it solely on its own as a bonus feature. So anyway, look forward to that and hope you enjoy that. And any comments in general, always appreciated. It's all about conversation here, so I'd love to share and have stuff shared with me. Anyway, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.